hopefully you can see me and hopefully you can hear me. I'm Christy and we're going to do a little core challenge today. And we'll start lying down on our back on the mat. And you don't need any props. If you've got a towel and you'd like a little padding for your knees a little bit later, you're welcome to grab that also. So just make your way down onto your back with your knees bent. And then once you're there, just take your arms off to the side of the room so you can just relax. And we'll just start with by walking our feet wide. Take your feet as wide apart as your mat. And then take both knees to the left and turn your head to the right. Take a deep breath in, push through your right foot, and then return to center and breathe out. And then turn both knees to the right and turn your head to the left, and then return to center and breathe out. So just start with a few of those. Knees one way, eyes the other, and then return. And then knees to the right and eyes to the left, and return. So start with just a few of those each way. You keep going. My dishwasher is going off. I'm just going to shut that off. Keep on going side to side. Nice and easy, one way, and then back to center. And then the other way, and back to center. And then return to center and bring your knees and your feet all the way together. And the same thing we'll do again. Now this time with your knees and your feet together, let both knees and your hips go right. And then use your belly as you breathe out to return to center. And then breathe in through your nose, tip your knees and your hips to the left. And then use your tummy to pull back to center. Knees and your hips go right, breathe in. And then use your abs to pull back to center. Knees and hips go left. And then use your abs to pull back to center. Knees and hips right. And then use your abs to pull back to center. So try to make your feet a little bit lighter now. Turn your knees left. Use your abs and pull back to center. Turn your knees right. And then lighten your feet to pull back to center. Knees left. Now mic your feet light on the floor, maybe even float them off the floor to use your belly to pull back to center. Inhale through your nose, knees right, hips right. Lighten your feet and pull back to center. You've got 2 more times each way. Use your abs and exhale. Knees one way. And then use your abs and exhale center. Inhale, knees one way, and abs pull in to come back to center. And one more time, and then all the way back to center. And then separate your feet to hip width apart, and take your hands down beside you. Now this time, just let your back ribs settle down onto the mat. So rather than letting them push up to the ceiling, see if you can push your back ribs down into the mat. And then keep your back ribs heavy and brace your core without flattening your back. Now take a deep breath in, and then as you breathe out, just lighten both of your feet. Just make them a little bit lighter, as if they're going to float off. And then breathe in and relax. Try that again. Breathe out, lighten both of your feet, and then breathe in and relax. And you're trying to do that and keep your back ribs anchored. So exhale through your mouth, like you're fogging up a mirror on the ceiling, and then return down and breathe in. And breathe out, back ribs down, lighten your feet, hover, and return. And back ribs down, lighten your feet, and return. And back ribs down, lighten your feet, float both legs up to tabletop. Now try to keep your back ribs anchored to the floor and take your arms up to the ceiling. And you're going to focus on keeping your right side anchored. So keep your right middle back, right hip anchored as you breathe out and reach your right foot and right arm away from your head. And then pull back into center. Same side again. Focus on that right side staying anchored. Exhale out and inhale back. And exhale, reach, and inhale, pull. And then try to keep your left knee over your left hip. Don't let it come any closer. Keep it right away over your hip. Breathe out as you open, and breathe in as you return. Now hold your right hand and right foot away from each other, And then see if you can stay there and push your rib cage down into the floor. And hold that for 5 deep breaths. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your nose or mouth. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your nose or mouth. Can you push those ribs down a little more and lower your right foot a bit for 2 more breaths? Now hold and circle your right leg. 5 circles one way, 4, breathe, 3, 2, push those ribs down 1, and then circle the other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and bend your knees and place your feet down. Relax your arms down, take a breath. Re-anchor your rib cage as you exhale, lighten your feet, and then float your knees back up to tabletop position. Now anchor your left side to the mat. Left arm up, take a breath, right arm up also if you'd like. As you exhale, left toes away from left fingers, and then pull it back in, breathe in. And exhale, big reach, long and low. And pull it in, breathe in, exactly. Breathe out as you reach, and breathe in as you pull. Try to get your left hip anchored and your left rib cage anchored to the mat. And pull it in. You've got 5 more here, and then we hold for 5 breaths, and then we've got those circles. 3, 2, now hold and stay and breathe for 5 breaths. Can you push your left ribs down? Can you move that right knee out a little bit? 4 breaths. 3. Now circle your left leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and the other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and bend both knees and place both feet back down. Now walk your feet a little farther from your head. Take both arms up toward the ceiling, and then as you breathe out, tuck your chin towards your throat and just come into a little abdominal curl. Keep your chin tucking, and then return back down and breathe in. So chin is going to stay tucked. And we've got 5 of these, and on each one, see if you can come just a little bit higher, and then return back down and breathe in. And then breathe out, tuck your chin and curl shoulders off, and return. And 2 more times. Exhale. Can you get your shoulders, maybe the tops of your ribs off? You can use your hands in the backs of the thighs to help. And inhale, return. And then exhale, curl. And all the way up to seated. And then when you get up to seated, sit nice and tall, take a breath. And as you breathe out, roll back halfway only. And inhale, roll back up. So half rollbacks, keep your big toes anchored. Exhale as you roll. And inhale as you lift. Breathe out as you roll back. Can you keep those big toes down, knees as wide as hips? Inhale up. 3 more times. Inhale up. And 2 more. Spread those toes. And lift. And 1 more time. Hold. Now 1 arm up, 1 arm down. Scissor your arms. Stay here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, are you breathing? 5, 4, 3, reach that arm back, 2, and 1. Both arms up to the sky, take a breath, and roll all the way down onto your back. Now when you arrive down, push into your feet, tuck your tail, lift your hips up to the ceiling, and then roll your spine down 1 vertebra at a time. Take a breath when you arrive at the bottom and breathe out as you roll up. Press through all 10 toes, open your hips, come to the base of your shoulder blades. Now breathe in as you roll down. And breathe out as you roll up. Press through all those toes, open the fronts of your hips, and breathe in as you roll down. And then breathe out to roll up. Now get taller and longer and roll in. Breathe in to roll down. And again, 1 more time, breathe out as you roll up. And then breathe in as you roll down. Back to a little core. You're going to keep your right knee bent and send your left leg down the mat. So right knee is bent, left leg down the mat. Your right hand will stay on the mat, and your left fingertips will go to your temple. Now you can use your right arm to help you. We're going to roll up to seated. Take a breath. As you breathe out, tuck your chin. Use your right arm to help. Roll up to seated, and at the top, rotate over your right thigh. And then roll back down and slowly take the rotation out. And again, exhale, tuck your chin and roll up to seated. And then inhale down. If you want more challenge, take your right arm off of the floor and hover it beside your right thigh. Breathe out as you roll up and rotate right. We've got 8 of these, and breathe in as you rotate and return down. And this is number 4. Breathing out as you roll and breathe in as you return. And exhale and inhale down. And 2 more times. Breathing out as you go up and then breathe in as you come down. And 1 more time just like that, all the way up. And then breathe in as you roll down. And then from there, you're going to roll over onto your right side. So roll over to face me on your right side. And then once you're in that position, take your top hand down your top thigh. We'll come back to that other stuff in a moment, don't you worry. Flex both of your ankles to begin. And then see if there's a way that you could just float both legs off the floor and just hover. Now pull up and in through your belly. Take both arms up and over your head. Point your toes, and then from your top waist, lift and lower your legs up toward the sky. Exhale up, inhale down. So use your top waist, shorten your waist, and then lengthen. And shorten your waist by lifting your legs and lower. And exhale up, and inhale down. 3 more like that, then we circle. So move your legs as if you have just one leg. 2, and 1. Hold, and now circle those legs like they're glued together. And can you stabilize? And heads back and chest is open. Breathe out as you lift, breathe in as you lower. 4 more circles this way. 3, 2, and circle the other direction. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold your legs lifted, lift your top arm. Can you push into your bottom arm? Lift your head up and do a little side bend hold. Can you lift your legs higher? And then inhale, lower everything all the way down, top arm over your head. 8 of these. Exhale, side bend. Lift your legs and stabilize, hold. And inhale, return. And exhale, lift, stabilize, hold. And inhale, return. And lift and hold. And return. And exhale, up, up, up. And inhale. And 4 more. And relax. And 3. A little higher. And relax. And 2. Can you go higher still? And release. And 1 more up. Hold. And release. Roll over onto your back. Return to the middle. Bend your left knee. Send your right leg down the mat. Right fingertips, temple, left leg long. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, push into your left foot. Roll all the way up to seated. Rotate to your left, and inhale, return down. And exhale up. And inhale down. You can feel free to use that left arm now. Reach it forward. You want more challenge? Breathe out as you roll up. And breathe in as you roll down. I'm just going to make sure that the volume is okay. You can hear me. Keep on going. And exhale up. And inhale down. Good. And up. Breathe out. And breathe in as you come down. So you've got 3 more like that. And down, breathe in. And 2. And inhale down. And last 1. And inhale all the way down. Both arms overhead. Roll to your left side. So now I'm going to be away from you. You're going to be on your left side. Hold on your left side and breathe. You can have your top arm down your top thigh to begin. Flex your ankles and lift both legs up and hold. Keep that top waist working. Roll your top shoulder back and down. Point your toes. And now lift and lower your legs slowly 8 times. Breathe out as they lift. Breathe in as they lower. Breathe out as they lift. Breathe in as they lower. Exhale up. Inhale down. If you want more challenge, both arms over your head. You can also have one arm in front of you. Exhale as you lift and inhale as you lower. 4 more. 3, 2, and up and circle. Little circles up and around using that top waist. Breathe out as the circle lifts. Breathe in as it lowers. Exhale as it comes up. Inhale as it comes down. Exhale up, inhale down. Exhale up, inhale down. Now go the other direction, circle. 5, 4, keep those hips nice and still if you can. 2, and 1, hold. Top arm down to your top thigh. Push into your bottom arm. See if you can come up into a little hover. And then inhale, return everything down and stabilize. 8 of these. Exhale, lift your legs and hover. And inhale, return. And exhale, lift your legs and hover. And inhale, return. And hover, breathe out. And return, breathe in. Little higher, maybe if you can, try to keep your head back so it's in line with your feet. And inhale down. We'll do 3 more of those. Exhale to lift. And inhale to lower. 2, little higher with those legs. And lower down. And 1 more time. And lower down. Now roll over all the way onto your tummy. And then once you're onto your tummy, stay there. And just see if you can roll a little side to side to lengthen your legs down the mat. Now push your pubic bone into the floor. And keep your kneecaps and toes turned down, so don't let them turn out. Then lengthen your legs and float your feet off the floor. And then see if you can lift your belly up and away from the floor so that your low back is long. So there should be ab work here by lifting your tummy up and away from the floor. And then keep your belly lifted as you squeeze your legs together, big toes and heels, and open and breathe in. So long, straight legs. Breathe out, squeeze your feet together, but lift your belly. And inhale, open. Straight knees if you can. Exhale, squeeze together, and inhale, open. Your head is down. Mine's just lifted so you can hear me. Exhale, squeeze, and inhale, open. You've got 8 more like that. And open. 7, 6, 5. Keep lifting your belly button up, pushing your pubic bone down. 3 more slowly. 2, and 1. Now keep your feet separated about as wide as your hips and flutter kick your legs. 1 up, 1 down, but keep your pelvis very still by continuing to lift your belly up. Inhale for 4 or 5 of those and exhale for 4 or 5. Getting long and tall. Inhale for 4 or 5 and exhale for 4 or 5. 3 more like that. And 2 more like that. And 1 more. All right, now relax. We're going to continue using the back of the leg, but involve a bit more core. Bring your elbows underneath your shoulders and have your hands as wide apart as your shoulders. And then do that same pelvic tilt that we just did, where you curl your pubic bone to your chest. So notice my lower back. We don't want it to hang down. We want to pull up through our belly, lift your belly in and up, and then like there's a candle underneath the bottom of your belly, just lift a little bit more, not by lifting your pelvis as much as curling your pubic bone to your chest. Can you curl your pubic bone closer to your chest and maybe come up to the tops of your thighs? But do it by curling under through your pelvis. Now stay there and keep that pelvic tilt. And as you breathe out, could you bend one knee? And then return back and breathe in. And then the other side. And see if you can do that without letting your back collapse. You've got to keep pulling your abs up as you push down through your arms. Exhale, bend, and inhale, extend. Push down through your arms, curl your pubic bone to your chest, and reach. And exhale, and reach. Now flex your ankle. Exhale, and extend. And exhale, pull, and inhale back. Keep pulling up. Exhale through those abs, and reach. 8 more of these. And lengthen. And 7, keep pulling up to those belly muscles. 6. And 5, push down through your arms a little more. 4. Exhale, 3. Exhale, 2. Exhale, 1, and relax down. We go a little side to side. We got more coming. So make sure that your feet are on your mat if you can. If you've got a wood floor anyway, that'll feel better. Elbows right under the shoulders, hands as wide as your hips. Once again, curl your pubic bone under. Make your way up slowly. Keep curling, 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 and then make your way up to your knees. Now you're also welcome to go up to your toes for more challenge. Now we're going to try, if we can, to keep our hips and shoulders still as we unweight or reach one arm forward and then return down. And then the other side. Keep that curl to your chest. So our goal is to not move our pelvis. So that means as one arm reaches forward, if your right arm's reaching forward, you've got to push your right hip down. As your left arm reaches forward, push your left hip down. And then again, you could be up on your toes if you'd like. Reach one arm forward and pull it back. Exhale, one arm forward and inhale back. You've got 8 more of these. Try to hold your hips as still as possible. 7. Exhale, 6. 5. 4. You got it. 3. 2. And 1. And release and relax all the way down. Wiggle a little bit side to side. Back into extension. Return down to your tummy. And this time bring both hands underneath your forehead. And anchor both feet. And push your pubic bone down. Now keep your head glued to your hands and take a breath. And this time with your feet anchored and your hips anchored, could you exhale and hover your head and arms? But keep looking down. And then inhale, return. And exhale, float. And inhale, lower. Exhale as you float. And inhale as you lower. And up. And slowly down. So 3 more like that. Exhale as you lift. Inhale as you lower. 2 more. Your feet are down, eyes look down, head on hands. Now this time, hold up and stay. Left elbow down, right arm up, and then return to center. Now right elbow down, left arm up. So it's a little twist. You can also do this if it bothers your neck with your hands beside your shoulders. Can you do that twist without letting your hips move? So as you lift to the left, push your left hip down. As you lift your right elbow, push your right hip down. And center. And rotate, center. Exhale, center. 3 more times each way. Keep those hips anchored. Exhale and center. 2 more each way. And center. 1, center. Last time each way, center. And return and relax. Now bring your hands under your shoulders and then just push up to hands and knees for a moment. And draw your chin towards your throat and drop your head, round your back, and stretch your lower back long. And then look up to the ceiling and breathe in. Shoulder blades can come together. And then round your back. And look up to the ceiling. Then find somewhere in the middle of all those places. You guys keep on going. Stay right there. I'll do a little wardrobe adjustment. So once you've got that, make sure your hands are a little forward of your shoulders. You're welcome to add some padding here. You can even be on your knuckles. Let's start by just taking our left fingertips to our temple. And then keep your weight in your left knee as you rotate your spine to the left. Nice and easy to start. And then return back down to center. Breathe out. Push into your right hand and left knee to twist as you inhale. And return down as you exhale. 3 more. Push down through that right hand to help you come up. and 2, and down, and 1, and return. Now left hand down, right fingertips temple, and breathe in to rotate right, and return. This time you're going to keep your right knee heavy. Breathe in as you rotate, and breathe out as you return. 3 more. Push down through your left hand. And return. Right hand down. Walk your knees back this time. Now you can stay on your knees, or you can tuck your toes under and go to a full plank. Now this time your hips are going to move also. Left fingertips temple, and inhale, turn your hips and your feet, if your legs are straight, to the left, and then return back to center and hover, breathe out. Inhale as you rotate, we're doing 8 total. And exhale, return. Now the challenge here is to move your feet also. If your legs are straight, get the outside of your right foot down. And then exhale, return to center. 5 more. Rotate, breathe in. Return to center, hover, breathe out. Inhale, turn to the left. And exhale, turn your hips, chest, and toes and knees to face the floor. 3, and return. 2, and return. And 1, and return. Left hand down, toes face down, right fingertips temple, and inhale, rotate to the right. You can stay on your knees and turn, and exhale, center. And inhale, rotate. And exhale, turn, square your shoulders and hips each time. 6 to go. And return. And 5. And exhale, return. 4. 3. 2. And last time, and return. Nice work. Come down to your knees, and then turn to face front on your knees. So this is where, if you need some padding, you can grab a towel or a jumper for underneath your knees, or you can roll your mat back to get a little bit more padding. All right, just make sure I've got my timer still on here. Okay, so we're gonna hang out with our knees as wide as our hips, and then you'll take your right foot to the right, with your hips and toes facing forward, shoulders forward also. Starting with the windmill, arms to the side of the room, push your shoulders down. And we're gonna focus on our side waist again. So we'll breathe in, so you've got your right toes out, arms out, breathe in and side bend to your left. And then breathe out and return to center. Inhale to the left only. And exhale back to center. Inhale to your left, and exhale up. 2 more times. And 1 more time. Now this time you're going to stay out and hold, and take your arms vertical so they are stacked, and then exhale, take your top arm to the ceiling, and inhale back to the floor. Exhale, top arm up, and then inhale, bottom hand down. And you can look down to help your neck. You're just using that top waist now. Exhale, lift, and inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, and lower. Now more challenge. Exhale, lift both arms overhead. Inhale, back to that long run. Exhale, arms overhead. Inhale, down. 5 of those to go. That's it. Nice work. Keep that top foot facing forward. And again, you can look down if you want. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bottom arm down, take it outside your shoulder, top arm down your thigh, shift onto that left hand and lift your right leg up. Head comes back in space. We're going to pulse our top leg to the ceiling 5 times. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. Sweep forward 1 time, breathe in. Sweep back 1 time, breathe out. Come back in line with your hip and pulse up to the sky. 5, 4, head back, 3, 2, 1, stay. Forward, breathe in. Showing your heel, back, breathe out. In line with your hip again. Can you shift away from your hand a bit more? And pulse up to the sky. 5, 4, 3. We're obviously working into our hips now, which are part of our core. Hold. Inhale forward. Point your toes, exhale back. Back in line with your hip. 2 more sets. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay. Inhale 1 time forward. Point your toes, reach, exhale back. Return back in line with your hip. Hold, stay. And last time. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax down. Now come to sit on your left side still. Cross your right foot over your left foot. And then have your left arm outside your shoulder. And turn your bicep and your arm away from your head. So it's turning to the side of the room. You could also be down on your elbow. Try to have your feet in line with your hand so that your feet aren't forward or behind. There's one straight line. We're going into a side bend on our knee to begin. So breathe in and lift up to your top knee, your bottom knee really, and lower back down. Try that again. Inhale, shift. And lower. So we're trying, if we can, to make an arc of our hips. So as you go up, push your weight towards your knees in order to shorten your bottom waist. And you can stay on your feet or keep your feet where they are. Lift your knees and extend them to straight. Create that arc shape. And then take your weight back down to your feet. And lift and breathe in. And lower and breathe out. More challenge. Bring your feet a little closer to your hand. And then force your hips to lift higher and to increase that arc. 3 more times. Big breath. And a lower. And 2. And lower. And last 1. And lower down. Good. Come all the way back up to your knees. And we'll start again. So knees about the width of your hips. Shake up those wrists. This time we take our left foot to face forward. And then once you're in that position, try to have your toes facing forward and your left foot and your right knee in the same plane. So one is at forward of the other. Arms to the side of the room, and then we go to the right, breathe in. And then back to center, breathe out. To the right, breathe in. And center, breathe out. You got it. Inhale. And exhale. 3 more. Moving through your waist. That core is braced, your head is back. 2. And exhale. Now this time we stay to the right. And we lift our top arm to the ceiling. Exhale. And then lower down, inhale. Exhale up. And inhale down. More challenge, both arms overhead as you come up and lower down. Lift a little bit, both arms overhead and lower down. 5 to go. 4. You got it. Head stays back, hips forward. 3. 2. And 1. Now right hand outside your shoulder. We go into our hip work. Shift onto your right hand and knee. Float your left leg up. Shift away from your hand a bit. Roll your top shoulder back, head back. Top leg pulses to the sky for 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold. Now 1 time forward as you breathe in. Flex your ankle, point your toes, reach back. Exhale as your knees straight. Canopy, back in line with your hip. Pulse up to the sky. 5. And hold. 1 time forward, inhale. 1 time back, exhale. Here comes set number 3 of 5, and pulse. Forward, breathe in. And back, breathe out. 2 more sets, back in line with the hip. And hold, forward, inhale. And back, exhale. Nice work, back in line with the hip last time. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and stay forward, inhale, and back, exhale. Good. Come down to sit on your left hip, your right hip, sorry, you're on your right hip, with your right hand outside your shoulder, And then your left foot is in forward of your right knee. So you're sitting on your right butt cheek, your right hand's outside your shoulder, and then you've got your left palm facing up. So push towards your hips right away, so you're not sitting into your hand. And then come up to your knee as you breathe in, pushing through your bottom arm. Look down to your bottom hand, and then return down and breathe out. And again, inhale as you lift, and exhale as you lower. Big breath, and a lower. And you can stay with this, or take it all the way up to your feet for that full side bend. Make sure your feet are in line with your head, with your hand. Inhale, lift and extend, weight to the feet, and exhale, down, top knee to the ceiling. Inhale, zip your legs together, weight towards your feet, and exhale down. If you want a bit more challenge, scoot your feet a little bit closer. Inhale, you've got 5 to go. And lower. And 4. And lower. And all the way down. Nice work. 2 more. And 1. And down. Good. All right. Come into the center of your mat. And then just turn to face one side. It doesn't matter which one. And then just sit up really tall on your sitting bones. So a new little rotation here. You can just sit on top of a block or a book if you'd like to get a bit of height for your hips. Here, we're just going to sit as tall as we can, but see if you can let your low back relax a little bit. So see if you can get that height through your chest. And then stay there, and then rotate your chest to the right as far as you can. So we're going to use our hands just a little bit here. And I want you to see if you can just breathe out, get really tall through your waist, and rotate a little farther. Take a breath, and now we're going to use our hands to help us just a bit to rotate a little bit farther. Keep that opposite hip planted. It doesn't matter which way you rotate, just rotate to one side. Now stay there. Try not to move your trunk as you lift your hands. And then bring your arms across your chest, stay there and breathe, lift your chest up 5 breaths. Stay in that same position that your hands helped you find. 4 more breaths. 3. 2, can you go a little farther? And 1, return to center. All right, arms across your chest again, lift up a little higher. And then rotate the other way. Let your head come back over your chest. Take another breath, get taller. And rotate a little farther. Get a little taller still. And then use your hands to help you rotate. Now stay there. Try not to move. Just release your hands and hold in that position for 5 breaths. Getting taller still. 4. Taller still. Can you rotate a little farther? 3. 2. And 1. And return to center. Let's keep going through that twist now. We're going to extend our legs forward. We're still going to work on rotation. Make sure that your hips are about halfway down the mat. And then just one time, roll all the way down onto your back. And then when you arrive down, bend your knees and stand your feet. And we'll return to what we did in our warm-up, but we're going to make this a bit more challenging. So take your arms a little lower than your shoulders. Your palms can face up. Let your back ribs anchor. And then take your knees up over your hips to tabletop position. So keep your opposite shoulder down. And you go to the right first. So keep your left shoulder down, and if you can, the upper half of your left ribs. Take your knees and your hips to the right as you breathe in. And then use your belly to pull back as you breathe out. And then inhale to the right. And exhale, pull back. And inhale to the right. And then use your abs to pull back. Now, notice as you go to the right that your left knee is a little shorter. Try to keep that, because if your left knee goes too far, it's going to curl your back off the mat. So allow your left knee to stay a little bit shorter than the right. A little closer to your hip. More challenge, both legs to the ceiling. Inhale to the right. Then use your abs to pull them back to center. Inhale. And then abs, pull everything back to center. 4 more times. And if this feels like it's too much, you go back to tabletop. You can even have your feet on the floor and just do the knees on the floor. 2 more times. And 1 more time. And back to center. Put your feet down for a second. Just lift your hips up and down 1 time so they're back in line with your head in case they got pulled off. And back to tabletop position. So this time as we twist to the left, we're going to try to keep our right ribs down, upper ribs and right shoulder. And then twist to the left as you inhale. Use your abs to pull back as you exhale. And to the left as you inhale. And then use your abs to pull back as you exhale. Again, that right knee should be a little bit behind the left. Inhale, rotate, and pull them back, breathe out. More challenge, both legs straight. 6 to go. And same thing, your right ankle should be just a little bit behind the left. As you twist. 4, and pull back. 3, and pull. And big pull, exhale, and 1 more time, and back to center. Put your feet down onto the floor again, and just have your feet at about sunglasses width. Take a deep belly breath. And then relax. And do that again, big breath. And then use your belly to stretch your lower back down into the mat. Just an easy pelvic tilt. And then relax back to neutral. So we're not lifting our hips up yet, we're just doing a little pelvic tilt. So we're just drawing in through our belly, letting our back stretch down, and then come back to neutral. Let a little light under the lower back. And then exhale, ribs toward pelvis, and inhale, relax. You're just moving the bottom of the ribs toward the top of your pelvis, and return. 2 more like that. And 1 more. And then tuck your tail and spread your toes and roll your hips up toward the ceiling. And pause when you find a bridge at the base of your shoulder blades. So now we're going to see if we can keep our pelvis stable. Try not to rotate. When you're ready, could you lighten your right foot on the floor and maybe float that right foot just a touch. We're going to keep our knee bent, but try to keep your right hip as high as your left. And just hold that and breathe for 10 deep breaths. So right hip as high as left, right foot's off the floor. You could straighten your right leg if you want, but we're trying to keep our pelvis stable. We're not interested in what our right leg is doing. Can you get your right hip a little higher? 5 more breaths, more challenge, arms to the ceiling. Can that right hip get as high as your left hip? 3 more breaths. It's anti-rotation. 2 more breaths. Place your right foot down. Now square the pelvis, tuck your tail under again. And then is there a way that you could lighten your left foot, maybe float it, and keep your left hip as high as your right? And breathe and hold. 10 breaths with the left hip as high as your right. In through the nose, out through the mouth. 6 breaths to go. Is your left hip still as high as your right? 3 more breaths. Place your left foot back down. Spread your toes, take a breath, and then roll your spine down 1 vertebra at a time. 1 more challenge there. Tuck your tail, roll back up. This time we're going to try to add a twist. So we're going to try to tuck our tail again. Let your middle back relax. Arms can be down beside you or up to the ceiling for more challenge. So we'll start with both feet on the floor, and we're going to twist our pelvis only to the right. So breathe in and drop your right hip. Let your left hip lift and let your left knee stretch away. And then return to center. Let's do that same side again. Drop your right hip, send your left knee away, and return. So getting that feeling of just turning your pelvis, your organs, your navel to the right. Now stay with that, or lighten your right foot, and keep it off the floor as you do that rotation. And inhale, turn your pelvis, so not just that left side of the body, back of the hip. And then your waist is working hard, those obliques are working hard to help. Exhale back. So you've got 5 more. Turn your pelvis and center, breathe out. Turn your pelvis and then return, breathe out. 3 more. 2 and center, and 1 and center. Put your right foot down. Pause, tuck your tail, let your middle back relax, spread your toes, hips are still up. Now turn your pelvis just to the left. Let your right hip lift, send your right knee away. Exhale, center. Inhale, right knee away, drop your left hip. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, drop your left hip, reach your right knee out. Exhale, center. No more challenge, flip your left foot off the floor. Turn and center. And inhale, rotate and center. That's it. 5. Is your right knee staying still? Could it stay still? 3 and tuck. 2 and 1 and center, left foot down. Take a deep breath and roll your spine down. And hug your knees into your chest. Curl your head and shoulders off and rock all the way up to seated. And make sure you've got a little bit of room behind you, just a little bit. We're going to hang on to the backs of our thighs and finish off. So balance if you can on your tail, just behind your sitting bone. You can hang on to the backs of your thighs or to your calves. Our chest is lifted a little bit. We're balancing behind our sitting bones. Could you maybe straighten your legs just a bit? Just move them towards straight. And then bend, just whatever that means for your body. It doesn't have to go very far. Just a little stretch, hamstring stretch after that last exercise. Extend and bend. And hold. Bring your legs together. And then float your hands off. And you can bend your knees if you need. Keep your legs, if you can, very stable. Roll your spine down into teaser. Tap your head. And roll back up and breathe out. Just 5. Inhale, roll down. Again, you can bend your knees. And exhale, roll up. 3 more times. Almost there. This is it. 2. And up. And 1. And up. Good. Bend your knees, place your feet down, and then just like we started, walk your feet as wide or wider than your mat. Arms to the side of the room. Turn both knees to the left and turn your head to the right. Push through your right foot. And then return your eyes and knees to center. Knees go right, eyes go left. Big breath. And return center. Knees left, eyes right. And center. Knees right, eyes left. 1 more time each way. And then just rest there and just take a few breaths. You can close your eyes and relax. You spend as long as you want there. Just breathing, relaxing, eyes closed.